Hi everyone, welcome you all. This is Pawan. In the today's video, I'm going to clarify some of the questions which are raised by our subscribers and our students. And especially, they got multiple offers from the multiple companies, and they are in the confusion state. And which company I need to choose, and which company I need to prefer to join, whether it's product based or service based or startup company or MNC, which one I should prefer. So these type of questions I'm frequently getting from multiple people. So in this video, I'm going to address those type of queries and in detail. Okay, so first let us start with first query. So I got two offers from two different companies, let's say X and Y, and X is a product based and Y is a service based. X is a product based and Y is a service based, and then which company I should choose. So this is a common query many people will ask. Basically, they have two different offers in their hand. One is from product based, another one is service based. Okay, especially the freshers, right, who are newly coming from the academic study or from the college. So especially during the campus interviews, many companies they select them, and some of them are service based, some of them are product based. So then in which company I should choose in that case? So before choosing the companies, we need to first understand what is product based and what is service based companies, and what are the advantages and disadvantages in both type of companies, and then we can take the right decision. So here I'm just taking some of the parameters, or I'm going to differentiate these two companies in different aspects, and finally we will decide which company we need to prefer. So if I just look at here, there are 7 aspects I have taken to differentiate product based and service based. So the first aspect is called salary. So in the product based companies, normally the salaries and packages are very high than when you compare with the service based. And that's the first parameter, that's the first aspect. The second thing is job security is also very high in the product based when you compare with the service based. And skill development options are very high in the product based, because you will have a chance to learn more number of technologies and latest trending technologies. But in the service based, that option is very lesser than product based. And the interview process, if I just look at in the product based, there are so many rounds will be there, up to 6 to 7 8 rounds will be there. And in the service based, very less number of rounds will be there during the interview process. And knowledge level, if you look at the knowledge level to get the job, if you want to get a job in the product base, your knowledge level should be excellent, especially in the programming and algorithms and logic and all those areas. You should be very excellent if you want to get a job in product based companies. But service based companies, if you have a good knowledge, that is enough. They are not expecting more from you. And if they need anything, any other new technologies or any other skills, they will give the training to you, and then send to the client locations. And then if I look at the facility and work life balance, in the product based companies, they will provide a lot of facilities like free food, free traveling, or cabs and everything. So a lot of facilities they will provide you, and so that automatically you will manage your life, work life balance. But in the service based, it's not like that. They may or may not provide all kinds of facilities, and you keep working on every day 8 hours, and you will have a tight schedule also sometimes. But when you compare with the product based, the facilities and work life balance is very lesser when you compare with the product based companies. And suppose if the people are having some career gap, and they are completely from non IT background, so for them, chances are very less to get a job in product based company, because product based companies especially, they will look for everything: your academic background, your career, or your previous experience. And your profile should be very very strong, and all academics, you should have higher grades. So all these things they will look at, and then they will recruit you. So but in the service based companies, there are chances are there, even though if you're having some career gap, or if you're coming on IT background, still the chances are there in the service based company. So in these aspects, so we can think about the product based and service based. So product based companies basically develop the products. Okay, so those products are developed based on the market requirements. But service based companies will work for the clients, so they will get the project from the different companies or different clients, and they will able to complete those projects on the time. So schedules also very tight in the service based companies when you compare with the product based companies. So by considering all these 7 aspects, and you can think yourself which one is a better, which one is a not better. And suppose if you have if you have a choices, like you have an offer on product based as well as service based in the both, I can recommend to go with the product based only, because product based company jobs are very secure, and they will pay very higher packages, higher salaries and bonus facilities. Everything will be there in the product based company. So if you really get a chance of product based company and service based company, so first preference you can give to the product based companies. Okay, now let us see one more query. Facilities, career gap, non-IT we have seen, and then next query is, I got two offers from two different companies, X and Y, and X is a startup company and the salary offered is very high, whereas Y is MNC and salaries offered is very low. So this is also a common query many people will raise. So they are having two different offers from two different companies, X and Y. X is a startup company, but they are offering a higher salary. But Y is an MNC, but they are offering very lower salary. Then which company I should choose? So again to take the, before taking the decision, again we need to understand what are the advantages, disadvantages in the both the type of company, and then finally we will always take the decision. So what is startup company? What are the MNC? What are the facilities are there in startup company? What are there in MNC? We need to compare them. So if I just compare those two companies, again we will discuss again in the 8 different aspects. So if I just look at the salary aspect, always startup companies will pay you higher salaries. Okay, so because the job security is very low. Okay, job security is very low in the startup companies. So if they are doing well, and the company will automatically grow. If they are not doing well, automatically they will close the company, chances are there. So job security is very lesser than MNC companies. So obviously they will pay the higher salaries when you compare with the MNC companies. As I said, job security is very lesser than MNC companies, but in MNC job security is very high. And skill development perspective in the startup and MNC, in both the cases you will have a chance to develop your skill set according to their projects. But interview process, if I just look at in the startup companies, you will not have more round, 1 or 2 rounds just you will have, and they will recruit you if you are performing well. But in MNC there will be more rounds, sometimes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds will be there sometimes. So you need to clear all the rounds and then only will get the offer from the MNC. And knowledge level to get the job is, in the startup companies, if you have average to good knowledge, so they will ready to take you in the company. But if you go as an MNC company, then you should have a good and very excellent skills. Excellent knowledge should be there in the subject. That's very, very important. But in the startup company, at least if you have a average to good knowledge, later they will provide you training and they will try to improve your skills. Okay. And when you come to the facilities and work-life balances, startup company very less, because they will have a very tight schedule, and their mood is different completely, because the company is very startup. They have to grow in future, and right. So for that reason, they will work very hard, and sometimes the single person may take multiple responsibilities also, because there is no hierarchy will be there. There is no structure process will be there in the startup company. So sometimes you may have multiple responsibilities should hold. And obviously what happens is you will not maintain your work-life balance, and the facility is also very less when you compare with the MNCs. But in MNCs, they will provide more number of facilities, and you will get a time to spend your personal life and family life and so on. So work-life balance somehow we can manage in MNC companies. And then process related, if you talk startup companies, there is no particular process defined. So there is no hierarchy, first of all. And sometimes one guy should perform multiple jobs or multiple tasks. So there is no specific designation, and there is no specific task, or there is no specific process. Most of the times is not available in the startup company. So a few number of guys may perform multiple tasks. There is no specific and definite role assigned to you. So sometimes you have to perform multiple roles in your project, because there is no process structured. There is no definite structured process in the startup companies. Whereas in MNC, the process is aligned. Everything will be structured. There will be some hierarchy. And so everything communication will be also very good in MNC. And then finally, if you have a career gap or non-IT, so then you can apply on the startup companies. There are more number of chances are there. But in MNC, very less number of chances are there, because they will also look at everything, background, academic background, grades, and your previous experience, all those things. So when you compare with startup and MNC companies, in the startup companies, more chances are there to get a job, especially people who are coming from non-IT, and also they're having some career gap. And you can try in the startup companies, and after working 1 or 2 years, once you get an experience, then you can move to the MNCs companies. So these are the basic things we need to know before selecting the startup company or MNC company. So if you get an offer from startup and MNC both, I'll suggest to go with the MNC only, even though the salary hike is low. Okay, but once you settle in MNC, that is a kind of a brand. Okay, suppose tomorrow if you want to move to some other company, they will look at your previous company, right? And if your previous company is a startup, they will give lesser importance. But if your previous company is an MNC, definitely your profile will be shortlisted and they will give more preference to you. So even though the salary is very low initially, if you get an offer from MNC, definitely you can directly join in MNC company. And if salary is not that much good, then you can work there 1 or 2 years, get an experience and try with some other MNC with good salary. That is a kind of suggestion I can give you. Okay. So now this is all about startup and MNCs. Now, one more query. Like I got two offers from two different companies, X and Y, let's say, and the salary offered by X is higher, whereas job security is very low. But salary offered by Y is low, whereas job security is very high. So this is another type of query many people asked me. There are two different offers in the hand. One company is giving higher salary but low security, and the other company is giving low salary but job security is very high. So then which company I should choose? So again, if I just look at here, salary perspective, one company is giving high, the other company is very giving low. And job security perspective, one company is giving low security, but other company is very job security is very high. So if you have this kind of a situation, so based on your priority, you have to choose your particular company. Suppose you are financially poor and you need more money, right? So at that point of time, better to go with the X, because they are offering higher salary. And after some time, after 6 months or 1 year, you can try with the other company who is giving more salary and more job security. Because if you join the company because of salary, there may not be job security. So in that case, what you have to do is you can just work there for some time and parallelly try for some other job in some other company who are giving the same salary or higher salary with job security. So that is an option which is available for you. Suppose you have enough money and financially you are stable, right? And you need more job security and you don't want to change the companies very frequently. So in those cases, you can give the priority to the second company. So where job security is very high, but the salary is a little bit lower. Salary is a little bit lower. You can join in the company if you are looking for job security. But after some time, again, if you're looking for more salary other than apart from the job security, then you can try in some other company who is also giving the job security apart from the same salary. So that is a completely based on your priority. You can choose the company, whether it is product based or service based or startup company or MNC, whatever it is, based on your priority. And think about all the aspects, whatever I have discussed earlier, and finally take the one good decision. Okay, so that is all about this video. So next video we will discuss about some other topics. So thanks for watching.